Okay everyone, welcome back. So I'm trying a new setup with the vocals and the recording, so if it sounds weird, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just still kind of tinkering with this, but anyways, today was just such a chaotic and anxiety-inducing day, but it's March the 3rd, and so it's Monday, and so I'm setting up my Hobonichi Weeks for the rest of the week, and I think I always find that I especially turn to my planners when I just feel super anxious. I just rely on them even more as like a crutch to get me through my life, and I will rewrite things. One thing about me is like sometimes I'll rewrite things like 3 or 4 times in separate places in separate notebooks. I find just writing things out really puts my mind at ease, even if it's like exactly the same thing. But anyways, yeah, I really just use my notebooks as like emotional support instead of my therapist when she's I don't know, like I have those at all times with me always. So yeah, I decided this week to do something a little different and do a little bit of dates, or not dates, but like almost like an Alistair method of tracking the days of the week and what tasks are being accomplished on which days of the week, as opposed to just writing out the tasks. Now I did this because though in the past it hasn't really worked well for me, this is the week before finals week at school, and so I have some tasks that are like finals, larger finals, that I know I'm not going to accomplish in one day, but I want to try to like incentivize myself to work on them over a larger period of time instead of doing what I normally do, which is just saving all my finals to the very last day and then whipping out the essays and spending all day doing one project or essay or whatever. So I thought I would give myself this incentive. And also there's just a couple other things that I like wanted to kind of track as what day I'm doing what thing. Also because sometimes I think seeing what I do on what day in like an overview will help me feel like I've actually done things and have been more productive. So I'm hoping this will go well. I've tried to use the dated weeks or the weekly like Alistair method before, and I just haven't clicked with it. But I think that because of the circumstances, I might find it better. And again, like I think that's what's so amazing about the weeks is that even if one week I don't do the days of the week and then the next day I do, the next week is a blank slate, except for if I have written tasks already or written assignments or whatever. But yeah, and I can always just change the layout according to what is best suiting me at the time. Yeah. Also, I'm still getting the setup of the camera and stuff all figured out, and so I'm sorry that I keep moving it a little bit sideways just because that's kind of where I am and it's kind of harder for me to write. But yeah. I don't know if other people feel this way, but I feel like a lot of times I just cannot for the life of me clear my mind, and I just get so stressed out, and especially if something happens that I can't control but I mess up in some way and that thing has already happened, I just kind of fixate on it. And this really was like a really good way for me to clear my head and lay out literally every single thing that I have to do. And yeah, because otherwise I just will simply not remember, and yeah, I won't remember. So, and I've been using Hobonichi Weeks, I think I said this in another video, but since 2023, and this is my 3rd year, but this is my 1st year with a Mega, and I will say I've been loving it. I've been clicking this planner, and I don't know, this is literally like I'm never gonna find a man to marry, but I might marry the Hobonichi Weeks, so. And also for the people in college, I have set up in the back of my notebook now a like internship tracker. I am not sure if I've shown that in a video, but yeah, I did set up an internship tracker, and I think it's very, very simple. I'll show it in the next video I do. but I've also been putting them, again, I duplicate a lot of information just because I think if I need information in front of me, that there needs to be like one less place for me to check that information. But yeah, I did set up an internship tracker, and then I've also written down some of the internships I have to do on the last little section of the week. Task list. Basically, this week is extended. It's an extended task list. That's it. That's the whole week. It's an extended task list. And I will say, I think this week, one of the reasons why I chose this layout is because I know I'm gonna have these tasks, and I don't anticipate a lot of new tasks coming in because I've basically written out every single assignment that I have to do for the rest of the year. And so I don't anticipate having to write any new homeworks or any of that because I already know what I have to do for the rest of the year, and I don't anticipate a lot of new like to-dos coming in, and if they do, then I'm kind of screwed because I've sectioned things super strictly this week, which I don't normally do because it cuts me off from adding new tasks. But this week I just think if I add more tasks, then I'm screwed, and I'm never gonna be, I don't even know, I'm just screwed in general. So hopefully I don't have many more tasks added to this master list. Now, okay, the first thing I wanted to mention quickly is I do have like the Canvas Superior Labor pouch. I will say, like, I don't really get the hype because I feel like you could just get a regular pencil case and it would do just the same thing. But I like it. It's fun. It's very aesthetic. And oh, also, I don't know if I already did the mild liner, but no, I did. Okay, here we go. I'm just putting a little highlight on the days of the week that I have to complete a task. If there's a deadline, then I'll put that there. I'll highlight the day of the week that I have that deadline, just so I can kind of see what days are going to be busier. And yeah, this is one of the reasons I do like the day of the week thing, but again, normally I just don't find myself using it or feeling like it's super valuable, so yeah. Also, I know what my tasks are because I have been probably flipping back and forth. If not, I just have a bunch of things on my mind, and so I'm getting them all out on the paper. Yeah, and there's sections. So the first top section that you'll see is my bigger assignments and projects. And then the second section is all other school tasks that are like actual assignments that are going to be due. The next section is going to be everything else that is needing to get done in my like house. Then just some habits, things I want to do every day of the week. And the last section is internship applications that I want to work on / send in, submit, that type of thing. So yeah. I will also note that I've been writing the deadlines in the like tiny little in between of the margin between the day and the task itself, just because that way I can still have that information accessible on that page. So if something is like a project that is due the next week, and so it's not going to be on this deadline of the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing, then I will still be able to tell when the deadline is. Also, I did use a bit of whiteout earlier, just because I accidentally started the days of the week on the wrong little column. So yeah, and also I think even though obviously I'm gonna have to repeat a lot of the same stuff that I wrote down in my last weekly section, I feel like that's kind of a mind thing of like, it's a new week, I'm resetting, and even if I still have some of the same tasks, it's a new start, and it's a new almost canvas. And you could see like I do still cross off some of the tasks, and I'm realizing that I have one more thing I don't have to do anymore, so that's good. Yeah. I also have realized like some people can just put like little X's next to the tasks that they've done, and I am such a visual person. I need it to be crossed off, otherwise I'll still look at that and see it as like a task that I have to do, even if it has like an X next to it or like a check or whatever it is. I need to cross it off. That's just always the way that my brain has functioned best. And in the early days of me using this planner, I was trying to not cross things off and just put little checks, like little cute checks. No, I need to cross things off. It's just gotta happen. I know I'm not really bringing anything like really revolutionary into the planning community / space, and I'm not an artist. My spreads are not going to be like the world's most aesthetic, but I think what I really do bring is I use this planner every day. It's a lifeline for me, and I think that consistency is something that I have to offer, and I'm really a one planner, one journal person. I don't really do a lot of switching. I don't really do any switching throughout the year. And also, I am a college student, so I have a lot of tasks, and I think that the line between my work life and my home life is a bit blurry. It doesn't really exist, if I'm being entirely honest, and so maybe people can relate to that and find this helpful. I can't really think of another college student creator out there that is planning in a week's mega and bullet journaling. I think, again, not to say that I'm like revolutionizing the space, because literally every single layout is stolen partially from someone else. Lindsay Scribbles, Megan Rhiannon, etc. All the greats. But that being said, I do think maybe the chaotic nature of my life, that's a good way of putting it, how chaotic and just all over the place my life is, will hopefully bode well for bringing something slightly new into the planning community, and also the consistency. So I guess that's kind of oxymoronic, but like, I mean chaos is in like, there's just so many things going on, like so many extracurriculars, so many like homework assignments, and then on top of that, it's like I'm starting to like have to be an adult and pay taxes and learn how to like schedule I don't know, learn to like clean my sheets on my own I'm not going to say how often I clean my sheets because it's not enough. And I'm kind of doing that through this notebook, so yeah. I hope that this journey that I'm on will hopefully help someone else on their planning journey, even though, again, my spreads are not going to be the cutest, most decorated, or anything like that. And yeah, and also this is just fun. It's a little silly hobby, and I mean, it's not silly because I do hope that it helps people. But yeah, basically it's very vulnerable to put this out online where everyone can see it, and I'm hoping that someone finds it helpful. So if you find it helpful and you like this video, just like it or comment. And I know this sounds silly and it sounds like, oh my god, like every other influencer just trying to get engagement, but I just want to know, like, if someone is finding it helpful, then I'll continue doing it. So, and oh yeah, I had another question. I feel like personally sometimes I put on these videos and then I'll do my own planning, and I find myself first of all running out of these videos to put on, so that's also why I'm making my own videos now, so that hopefully someone else can put this on while they're doing their planning. But yeah, I find myself running out of videos to put on when I'm planning, and I like it when the person in the video is talking a lot. I just think it's like kind of a podcast almost, because I'm also watching them with their planner, but also at the same time I can focus on my own planner. And yeah, so I like it when people are talking in these videos, but also I acknowledge that I'm a yapper, and so this is probably not the most important spew of words, and there could be more intermittent just music playing and no talking, or just an introduction at the beginning and then no more talking after that. Yeah, basically, I mean, I like to have these on in the background and listen to people talk about their planner and talk about their life in general. So if this is helpful and fun, let me know. But if there's also like changes to the format or to any of that kind of thing that you guys would like, I would love to know, for the like 3 people that are watching this. So if it's you right now, let me know, please. I'm begging for feedback. Anyways, I'm looking at my monthly spread just to like check in on my tasks. Also, I think since the last time I showed this monthly page, I added a little decoration at the top of the page just because I was bored one day and decided to. And then also I added a little decoration at the bottom, just again because I was bored. So yeah. But yes, I also think I finished adding some more little monthly tracking things to that page, so that might look a little different. Now I have to set up a new daily. I will say it's always daunting to me to start a new daily on a entirely new page. I don't know why, it just feels scary. So yeah. And the way I do my dailies is I'll just write. Typically I'll use the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip brush pen for the heading. Again, guess who? Lindsay Scribbles. But today I forgot, and so I just started writing with my Pilot vanishing point, and I just kind of was like, whatever, it's fine. I'm not gonna like use whiteout or anything to cover it up. I'm just gonna let it be. So yeah. Also, I have a funny story about getting the Pilot vanishing point. I hope I didn't say this already in the other video, but also if you are a return viewer, let me know, because that would be really cool and fun. Also, let me know what planners you're using this year, and if you're also using a Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and if there's any like collections you have that are cool that you want to share, because I'm always looking for new collections to add. That's one thing about me, is I love a collection. Anyways, I added this header and then I forgot about the Tombow Fudenosuke. And oh yeah, my funny story, this is literally the way my brain works, by the way. Just, it's all these random, like, firing on all cylinders. So, yeah. My funny story about the Pilot Vanishing Point is that I went and sold some clothes. I brought like a bunch of bags to this place that sells clothing, or that buys clothing, and I was expecting to get like $50 because they're super picky, and they ended up taking so much of it that it was enough to pay for the Pilot Vanishing Point all on its own. And I'd been looking at it and wanting it and pining after it, and it just was like this money had fallen into my lap, and I was like, I'm gonna do it with this money I made from selling all my clothes. So that's how I got my Pilot Vanishing Point. I just sold a lot of clothes. So with my dailies, the reason why I set up a daily and don't just refer back to the weekly task list is because I want a place to also write my habits. So the things that I have to do that are like, I feel like easy for some people to do, they don't need to write it down, but for me, I just like the little extra satisfaction of writing it down, like doing my skincare and reading and any of those kinds of things. I just like the extra little satisfaction of doing that, and you'll see in a minute. I'm probably going to edit a little bit of it out, but I wrote down this email that I had to send, and I really wanted to just cross it off the list because the list was looking long and I was getting overwhelmed. And because the list is looking long, I just did it then and there, just so that I could cross it off. And I think it's that little dopamine hit that helps me in my day. And yeah, so if you have an email to send, write it down on your to-do list, and then you'll really feel the urge to cross it off that list, and so you'll go and send that email. And it's the same with my vitamins. I literally took my vitamins on camera because I was like, I want to cross this off the list, and it's easy. So yeah, and you can see with my inbox area in the front of the planner, I just have a bunch of random post-it notes of things that I'm thinking about or things that I've decided I need to put on a post-it note. And that's just the way my brain works. There's a little bit of contained chaos. And the book, I think, when I flip through my weeks, it does look neat, but I think it's how I compartmentalize my brain. And so this is the part that looks neat, and my brain is crazy. I think that's all that I have for this voiceover segment, and I'm realizing, a little bit more work to do the voiceovers than to just talk in the video, but I would really appreciate feedback if you like the voiceover, if you like talking in the video, what you guys would want to see. I know it's like brave and hard and scary to like put yourself out there in a comment section of like 3 people, but I would really appreciate it. So yeah, or if you just are like, oh, this is a great video, or I agree with everything you've said in this video, which is probably unlikely, you can like the video, or I don't know, just engage. Yeah, let me know if you've enjoyed and what you're using and what your collections are and how you found this, and let me know everything about you. Let me know your social security number, your credit card number, put those in the comment section, and yeah. All right, bye.